What's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to go over match week 32 in the Premier League. Basically what I'm going to do here is I have a couple clips from games. I have the table set out. I'm also going to have the fixture list posted up here next to me, and we're just going to go over game by game, how I feel, what I saw in each game, and yeah. So first game we're going to get into was the first game of match week 32, which was Burnley versus Crystal Palace. So these are two teams that don't score a lot of goals. They're mid-table. I believe their goal differential is -9, and for those of you that don't know what goal differential is, that would be the differential between the goals you've scored and the goals you've had scored against. So if you're in the negative, that means you have more goals scored against you than you do for you. So yeah, the final result of this one was 1-0. It was a pretty decent goal scored by Ben Mee, quick header. It was a decent ball in from a free kick, set piece, but I think it was a great header to get it past the keeper from where he was in the box. So yeah, just a solid goal, as you guys can see here. As I said, decent ball in, but just great header to get the finish past the goalie from that far out in the box. And like I said, it wasn't a very high entertaining game, but if you're one that enjoys a good game for defensive organization, people who kind of just pack it in, wait for the counterattack, but who are also very organized, they can win a game 1-0 like this, where they go up and then they can sit back for the rest of the game and just hold the ball, or sorry, let the other team hold the ball while they just stay organized and work their cutoff passing lanes, do things like that. This is a very good type of game for that, because this is two teams who are very defensively organized and not very not attacking mindseted teams. And the next game that I will be talking about is a game that I enjoyed to watch very much, which was Man United versus Brighton Hove Albion. Man United showed very solid performance, came out, won the game 3-0. I mean, Brighton are a struggling side. They're kind of a lower half team, but it was good to see Man United come out there and play their game and put out a good result. Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals. Just definitely, I mean, here's his second goal here. Just great counter-attacking play from Man United, getting out the ball to Mason Greenwood with the cross in, and just great finish by Bruno. It's just another one of those goals that you like to see from the team that you support. And hopefully we can keep it up and just keep pushing. We're trying to get into that third place spot. We're only 3 points behind Leicester, who are in third place, and now we're 2 points behind Chelsea, who are in fourth place. So hopefully, if we can keep our run of form, we're gonna move up in the table and continue to be, or return to the Champions League, since we haven't been there in a couple of years. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Newcastle. So this game, Bournemouth are struggling a bit since the lockdown. They're in the relegation zone right now. For those of you who don't know what relegation/promotion is, so England is their top leagues are considered of 4 tiers. You have the Premier League, you have the Championship, League 1, and League 2. So you can go from League 2 and you can work your way all the way up to the Premier League if you just continue to get promoted and continue to win the league or finish top 3. So what's happening right now is when you get to the Premier League, if you finish in the bottom 3, they call that the relegation zone, which means you get moved down to the Championship, and the top 3 from the Championship move up to the Premier League in the following season. So just for those of you that don't know what promotion relegation is, I just thought I'd clear that up for you guys, just so you have an understanding of what's going on when I say that teams are in the relegation zone. So yeah, I mean, Newcastle just came out and hammered Bournemouth 4-1. Bournemouth, it's tough for them. They just they need 3 points, and it gets a team like Newcastle who aren't the best and haven't been having the greatest year. You would think hopefully we can get 3 points here, but to come out and get hammered 4-1 is pretty, I guess, kills your team morale a little bit and your confidence going into the next games. Newcastle currently are sitting pretty high above and towards the middle of the table, so they're pretty high away from the relegation zone. So they're sitting comfortable. It's a good 3 points for them to get. Miguel Almiron previously played for Atlanta United. Here's his goal here. mean, just a great little show of pace, solid finish. It's his third goal of the season. He hasn't produced as well as I think they thought he would, but I think he's coming out of his shell now. He's getting more comfortable in the Premier League, and he's definitely going to be causing a lot more havoc in the coming years. Next game up is going to be Everton versus Leicester, and this was a very tight game. It ended up finishing 2-1 in the end. Richarlison, who's a striker for Everton, he ended up scoring an early goal, which saw Everton off to a pretty good start early. And just if you look here, he just kind of hangs back. He doesn't crash into the goal. So I mean, young kids out there who are looking, maybe if you're playing number 9, you don't always have to just crash in your post or crash the goal. Most defenders are going to follow the ball, and if you kind of just sit back and wait for your opportunity, as you can see here, as Richarlison does, and just good ball in, great finish, put your team up 1-0 early in the game, and you guys can just move from there. You know what I mean? And it's just solid performance by Everton. I think they've really kicked on, and since Ancelotti has signed on with them, he's made an absolute difference for their squad, and it looks like they're just playing at a different level now. Seems they've continued their run of form that they had pre-lockdown in the Premier League, so I think it's only good things to come from there. Leicester have been struggling since return from lockdown, and they've been opening up that third place position to teams like Chelsea and Man United, who are looking to work their way up into Champions League spots for the rest of the season. So now we're going to be moving on to Arsenal versus Norwich. This was a game that just seemed from kickoff that it was going to be dominated by Arsenal. I didn't think that Norwich really came out to win the game. It seemed they came out to not lose. And as you can see here, first goal was scored by Aubameyang, and it's just a horrible mistake by the Norwich goalie, Tim Krul. Young goalies, I know maybe if you're out here watching this, if not, just get rid of the ball. I mean, if don't mess around with it by your own goal. It's not a good idea. As you can see here, even the pros make mistakes, so it's better to kick it out for a throw-in than it is to give away a stupid goal like that. So just get rid of it. Don't mess with it in the back. And as far as the result, it ended up 4-0 Arsenal. This is really bad news for Norwich because they're sitting all the way at the bottom of the table, so looking more and more likely to get relegated by end of season. Good news for Arsenal though, it's a huge win for them in the goal differential. It's pushing them 3 points closer to what I think is they're aiming to get into a Europa League spot by the end of the season. Okay, and jumping into our next game, we have West Ham versus Chelsea. This was an absolutely massive game for both teams because you have West Ham, who are fighting relegation. They're just trying to clear themselves of the relegation zone, and you also have Chelsea, who are trying to fight to work themselves into a Champions League spot. So, with that being said, it was a very good game. Chelsea had a lot of chances to win the game towards, I would say, in the last 20 minutes. They did have a lot of chances to win the game. Pulisic had a good couple of chances to finish it off. But in the end, came to as you're going to see here, is a great counter-attacking goal from West Ham. Breaking out, Yarmolenko cuts back on his left foot and just puts it in the far corner and seals the game in the 88th minute, 3-2 West Ham. So implications within this game are huge because now you have West Ham who have pushed themselves 3 points clear of the relegation zone. So they're sitting sort of comfortable, but they want to continue getting 3 points throughout their next few games and see where that takes them. On the Chelsea side, it also lets Man United and Wolves, teams like Man United and Wolves, who are sitting in 5th and 6th, get a little closer to them. So Man United now sits 2 points back, and I think Wolves sits as 2 points back as well. Man United is just ahead of Wolves on goal differential. So just huge implications within that game, and yeah, just looking forward to see what both teams do in their next couple games. All right, guys, only 2 more games left. So second to last game we're going to get into is Sheffield versus Tottenham. So this game, I guess you could say, had a little bit of controversy involved with it. Lucas Moura seemed to have been falling down a little bit. It wasn't a foul. I think they just caught feet, fell down. And as he was falling, he put his hands down to catch himself, and I believe his arm hit the ball and basically played a perfect through ball into Harry Kane, who ended up finishing it. So VAR, if you look here, VAR went back and reviewed it and ended up calling it a handball. And as you can see, Jose Mourinho not very happy about it, but we love to see an unhappy Jose Mourinho. Honestly, all that is besides the point though. So I mean, you can't take away from the fact that Sheffield did perform pretty well, but also Tottenham's back line, I think, had an absolutely shocking day. They weren't there, and as you can see by Sheffield's second goal here, you got one Sheffield striker in the middle, I think, of like 3 or 4 different Tottenham players, and he still finds space to be completely wide open for an easy tap in and to put Sheffield up 2-0. And as a back line, I just think how can you lose him? How can you lose him? How do you not know who's marking him? I think that deals with communication. I don't know if they're all on the same page. It doesn't seem like they are. So yeah, you can't take away from the fact that Tottenham had an absolutely shocking day defensively. The last game we were going to touch on, which actually became quite a shock to me with the end result, was Man City versus Liverpool. The first thing I do want to talk about was kind of the guard of honor that City players set for Liverpool. I thought it was kind of weak and disrespectful. Liverpool have by far been the best team in the world this season. Maybe not the world, but definitely the Premier League. They have been the best team, and they've obviously, you can tell by winning the league with 8 games to go. It's never been done before. It's a league record. So the fact that they couldn't stand there and clap them through the whole way and give them a real guard of honor, I felt was pretty disrespectful. Just moving to the game though, as I said, I was just very surprised by the result, ending 4-0 to City. But here we go early on. Penalty is given, which is just adding fuel to the fire. That is Raheem Sterling versus Joe Gomez, which absolutely hilarious. This whole feud that's going on. But as you can see here, penalty was given, and Kevin De Bruyne just slots it home. Keeper's right. Good penalty. A goal that I really enjoyed watching was City's third goal, between a little wall pass here between Foden and De Bruyne, and just a great finish by Phil Foden. He's a young kid, good talent coming up. I think England has a lot of young talents that are going to be coming through into the national team soon, so hopefully that means it's a good future for them. I would say I would agree with Pep Guardiola in saying that you can't look into this game too much as Liverpool as a team, because he said himself that he believes that Liverpool have been just absolutely getting hammered and drinking beer, partying, celebrating their title for the past week. So they've come off a little sluggish, and I would say I agree. There's not too much that you can disagree. I mean, Liverpool's first title in 30 years. I'm sure they're going to celebrate like a lot of these guys haven't even seen Liverpool win a title, let alone remember the last time that it happened. So it's just huge moment for the fans, for the players, for the staff, for the people who've been there, ex-players like Stevie G, Kenny Dalglish, Ian Rush, those guys. So just I want to say my congratulations to Liverpool on winning the league. I hope you finish out and beat teams like Chelsea and Leicester so that we can push forward and get Man United into that top 3. That is going to be it for today's video, guys. I would like to thank you for watching and sitting through this again with me. This is something that I would like to do at the end of every match week and just go through it with you guys. I know it's hard to catch every Premier League game, but if I can sit here and go through all of them with you just in case you missed some, or just in case you want a recap of what happened throughout the match week, then this is what I'm going to be doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed it very much, and I would like you to like and subscribe to my page, and that would be great of you guys. So thank you so much. I will see you on my next video.